Hello everyone and welcome to another comic book video. My name is Michael and today we're going to be talking about an interesting little um, part of the history of pretty much Marvel movies. We're going to be talking about the Marvel Entertainment deal with Lionsgate. So back in 2004, before Marvel Comics was bought by Disney, they made a deal with Lionsgate Entertainment to do a series of direct-to-DVD animated films using Marvel characters. So today I brought in some of the different ones that they made. They made a total of 8 films over the course from 2006 to 2011. And we did not have these actually in the library, so I brought my own copies from home. I have 5 of them. 3 I'm missing, but I do have 5 of them. So just to showcase some of the ones I do have. So the first one I have was actually the first one that was released in 2006. It's Ultimate Avengers, the movie. This actually is loosely based on the Ultimates series that came out from Marvel Comics. That was actually based on, it was pretty much the Avengers team in the Ultimate Universe. So in the early 2000s, they did this huge storyline where they pretty much introduced the Ultimate Universe, which they kind of reimagined what certain superheroes or characters would be like if they were introduced more in the modern era instead of back in like the 1960s. So this was, one of the movies came out, and so this was based on just pretty much the first storyline from the Ultimate series, and they pretty much fight an alien race called the Chitauri, which you may recognize the name as they appeared in the Marvel Cinematic Universe movies, especially in the first Avengers. So that's the first one there. The next one that came out was actually the sequel, with The Rise of the Black Panther, where they introduced the Black Panther to these movies, and he ends up joining and teaming up with the Avengers as well. So this is the second one, where again they also fight the Chitauri again. The second one. Next one I have is Invincible Iron Man. So this one is where Iron Man's fighting the Mandarin, which is of course one of his most probably iconic villains. So this was an animated one. I'll be honest, I didn't quite care for this one as I did some of the other ones. It was okay, but it was an interesting movie still, and just some of the artwork and stuff was, animated artwork and stuff was nice. But this is the Iron Man version. And next we have the Doctor Doom. I really like this one. And so this is kind of like Doctor Doom's origin story. It just goes through like how he was first a doctor, how his hands got damaged. He went on to become the Sorcerer Supreme. Of course, he fights his arch villain, Dormammu. In this one, also you have the whole thing with Mordo and stuff like that going on. So really, this was just kind of like the origin of Doctor Strange. The final one I brought in, and maybe you can see somewhat there, different, the way the cover is there. This is Hulk Versus. This is actually 2 shorts in this one. One he fights Wolverine, and the other one he fights Thor. So it's just 2 animated shorts where it just shows the Hulk fighting 2 other heroes, and just based on actually on some different storylines and stuff from past comics where, for instance, when Wolverine has fought Hulk, and then when Hulk's also fought Thor as well. So Hulk versus, just some interesting stuff going on with these 2 ones. So in the other ones that came out, the other 3, which I do not have, one was called The Next Avengers, which actually dealt with the children of the Avengers. The Avengers actually get wiped out by Ultron, and this movie deals with like their children coming of age and then taking their parents' place to fight Ultron. You also have Planet Hulk, which is based on the Planet Hulk storyline, where some of the heroes on Earth decide that Hulk's too much of a danger and a threat. So what they do is they trick Bruce Banner into a rocket and shoot him off into space to another planet. Well, he ends up landing on a planet and ends up becoming a warlord pretty much on this planet. Ends up taking over, becoming a warlord. And then, so that movie actually focuses just on that storyline. And of course, the movie doesn't quite get into it, but there was a comic event called World War Hulk, where Hulk returns with an army back to Earth to get revenge on those heroes that sent them off into space. And the final one is called Thor Tales of Asgard, which takes place with a younger Thor, like in his late teens type thing, where him and Loki go on a quest to try and prove themselves to Odin and stuff, that they can be great warriors and stuff. So that was the final one they made. After 2011, the contract with Lionsgate ended, and no other anime films with Lionsgate have made sense. But I just thought today I would show you this interesting little piece of pretty much Marvel cinematic history with these animated films. So I hope you like this video, and if you do, go ahead and give it a like. I'll be back next week, and my plan for next week is to showcase some of the alternate reality versions of Spider-Man. So thank you and have a nice week.